Hello, friends. Mary here. So, I wanted to give you a quick update about what we're doing in Blissipline. We have recently started a rotation of 3 calls a week in order to address 3 different specific areas and support. And the idea is to generate what you need in one week, so you can come to what speaks to you. And the basic rotation is this. On Tuesdays, we're doing a practitioner's circle. I'll tell you more. On Wednesdays, we're doing Continuum. And on Thursdays, we're doing the Ember Circle. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week. Now, what are those? Well, the first thing that I'll say is Wednesday is the Continuum call. We've been doing that for years. We've been meeting every week, literally for years. And this is where we do the deep work of like somatic healing, of uh, hearts work, of shadow work, of learning self-regulation, of addressing specific issues in our lives. Like someone might come in and say, I'm struggling with this. And we spend a lot of individual time on the continuum call. So that's continuum. And then I realized I needed to add 2 things to balance it out. So we added the practitioner circle on Tuesday and Ember circle on Thursday. So the practitioner circle is where we practice. And what do we practice? We practice the tools of Blissipline. So those are the somatic soothing tools, nervous system regulation, positive psychology, redirecting our focus, appreciation, gratitude, all the tools that are part of sort of the practice of well-being. This is the sort of like eating healthy foods and brushing and flossing your teeth part of it. This is the part where you do the stuff that makes the difference, that builds the resilience. It's the slight weightlifting or the squats or but fun. So if those things don't sound fun to you, we do the deal with Blissipline is it's only a Blissipline if it makes you feel good as you're doing it and contributes to your well-being. So your Blissipline and mine might be quite different, so just to be clear. So we do that work of building our resilience. And that's really essential work. But I found I couldn't really get people to do that work unless I had spaces to do the work of dealing with difficulties, because that's really what most people show up for, dealing with difficulties. And if you didn't see my video from 2 weeks ago, I'll definitely link to it here. You can also find it if you go to blissipline.org and click on the blog and look at the one that says Vibecheck. And the video is at the top of that blog post. But I'll definitely link to it all here. And so distracted myself. In that video, I talk about the 3 zones of practice and how most of us focus on zone 3, which is the one that's like, oh, I'm feeling bad and I need to fix something. Of course, we need help when we're feeling bad and need to fix something. But, that doesn't address the resilience piece of it, the developing the capacity to be well. And so I knew I needed to leave space for that so we could also focus on being well. And so then Thursday is the space where you just bring whatever's up for you. You can bring what's worrying you or your heartbreak or your fatigue, or just show up. You don't have to share anything at all. Thursday, the Ember Circle is where we tend the embers, those small, quiet parts inside that are still glowing even when other things aren't doing so well. And the Ember Circle is just a place to show up and be loved. Just show up and be yourself. What one person said at last week's call, messaged me afterwards. Actually, I always get messages after that call. One person messaged me and said it was so nice to be able to show up and not have to perform. This is a person who does the same kind of work as me, where you're being there for people. And for him, he was like, "Oh, it was so nice." And then I got a message the previous week too about how good it was to be seen and speak things that didn't really have a place to land otherwise. So that's the Ember Circle. And so with these 3, we create this kind of cycle of a complete hold on what we need to do the practices of Blissipline and really develop the resilience of well-being while allowing for the very real challenges of our lives, our trauma patterns, our overwhelm, all the real stuff that we definitely, our neuro diversity, the ways I particularly have some rather interesting neurodiversity qualities. And So we bring ourselves into this whole practice in ways that enhance our lives and strengthen us and make us happier. This is what Blissipline is. Okay. So you can read all about this at blissipline.org. That's kind of the center point for finding your way to the other things. And at the very top of the page is a button. You can see the calendar of the calls. And then if you read down the page, you can find out all the details. At this point, I think I'm going to make a few changes, but at this point, the Ember Circle is free. That's going to stay free. Blissipline has a monthly fee of $40, but I offer scholarships should that be hard for you to manage. And Continuum is going to change. At the moment, it's one price for lifetime membership. That's going to change at some point, but that's what it is for now. So if you want to jump in on that before it changes, that's what it's been for years, actually. What else do you need to know? Oh, and once a month, I invite people to come into the next level up for free to try it out. So if you're in the member circle and you're in the free part of the community, maybe you're in the Facebook group and stuff, once a month, we invite you into the practitioner circle on the first Tuesday of the month. And then once a month, we invite the practitioner circle into Continuum on the first Wednesday of the month. So we're just helping people sort of move through the community in whatever way works for you. And you're welcome to keep showing up for the free thing. If you ever want to upgrade to something else and money is an issue, always tell me, because this is never going to be about money. But of course, we have to have money to support the community. So this is the dance we're in, of creating something that is sustainable, where we take very good care of one another, where we do the good work of learning how to be just much happier in this world as it is, as we are, and then use that happiness to support us in creating the changes we want. All right. So that's what we're doing. Feel free to comment, tag me if you want to ask a question, so you be sure I see it. And I hope I'll see you on some of the calls.